Many of us want to start our own business, and among the easiest and least expensive ways to make this happen is to establish our own Sari-Sari Store business. Come to think of it, this is a no-lose business because all the necessities of our community will be accessible. Allow us to share with you some advice and tips that may be helpful as you go along the process. Let's start with creating and choosing the name for the store.
In this section, naming and choosing the best name for your Sari-Sari store might carry the value of defining a business nature and its identity. The target market will easily identify the products offered because of a good store name. It gives them a vibe to remember as the brand name is catchy and unique. The common characteristic on how to name your store are by acronyms, word combinations, places where the store is located, and founder names. Moreover, here are some tips for picking the best name for your store. The store name should sound good. Choose something that the people can read and pronounce easily. Use a name that conveys a meaning. Be descriptive and keep it short and simple.
After choosing the name for our store, let's now proceed and decide where it will be located.
The majority of Sari-Sari Store are located directly in front of the owner's house. This allows the owner to have quick and easy access to the store. Other options in the neighborhood should also be considered. The goal is to reach a bigger market than your neighborhood and to reach more people than you can. As an owner, it is your job to visit areas with a lot of human activities such as around main streets, around town plazas, next to schools and similar areas. A Sari-Sari store can be big or small depending on the variety of products that the owner will sell. Sari-Sari store should be placed where customers can quickly find it.
As mentioned, the store's location is directly related to the target market. Therefore, it is also just to determine this.
The target market of a Sari-Sari store refers to a group of customers living in a community who may purchase their daily requirements at the store from practically every corner of any sort of street. Filipinos refer to this practice as tingi, in which Sari-Sari stores offer numerous everyday necessities in little bundles or the majority of products are sold in pieces. It is not necessary to have anything in order to purchase a product from the Sari-Sari store. It is available to all customers. Individuals' purchasing decision at a Sari-Sari store are based on their personal and family requirements as well as the customer preferences.
If you already know who your target market is, the next step is to find out what they need and want. A typical Sari-Sari store caters to a wide range of consumers, whether a toddler, a teenager, or an adult. They all require the same fundamental items in their everyday life, such as soap, shampoo, toothpaste, and a variety of other items that a human being needs. If you already have such items, you may have a good idea of what trends your target market prefers. It might be some products that are well known for their positive reviews or outcomes, or it could be some brands that are just well known because of their well-known names or the celebrities who have promoted them. This basic information will guide you in deciding which products to showcase and sell in your Sari-Sari store.
Once all these are settled, it's time to finalize the most important aspect that will allow the business operations to begin. Let's talk about finances.
When you allocate your funds for your store, it is important to know that you should not go all in with your capital and test the waters first. You wouldn't want to go all out in a business if you aren't sure that you would get it back. Here are the key points in allocating your funds for your Sari-Sari store. Set a budget. When starting a business, it is important to set your budget. Setting up a budget would prevent you from spending more, which will make it easier for you to track your expenses. This budget will be the one that you will allocate for the needs of your store. Know what you need. After setting your budget, you need to note the things that you will need for your store aside from the things that you will sell. Do you still need to create a place for you to sell and store your items? Do you need some equipment for the things that you will sell? You need to note these questions for yourself. You should also remember to not buy anything that is not really necessary for your Sari-Sari store. Canvassing. It is important to know the market price of the things that you want to sell. With this, you would be able to estimate the amount that you will set for the products that you will sell. Canvassing also includes the planning of how many per item will you buy for your store.
Upon settling the budget, it is also relevant to choose your partners. By partners, we mean your suppliers. Of course, our instinct will tell us to purchase our goods from a supermarket or a grocery store. Though this is true, especially for the majority of the products, it will also be good to look for direct suppliers of some goods like soft drinks. Here are some tips about this that may come in handy.
As a local retail store, the products that are to be sold should be affordable for most consumers around the community. In order to keep the prices within their budgets, it is important to look for a wholesale supplier, whose prices are as low as possible and gives the retailer the ability to buy in bulk. It will also be of help if the supplier to be selected is near the physical store. Besides saving time and energy, it will significantly decrease other expenses such as transportation fees that will be added to the product's retail prices. Another factor to keep in mind is to find a supplier that offers a wide variety of products, so hopping from one store to another will no longer be necessary. The less expenses you incur will wholesale buying, the more income you will receive in retailing. Not only do you get to maximize your profits, but you also help the consumers around you, providing good quality products for low prices.
The last thing to consider for our planning stage is the markup or tubo that we are planning to have.
In businesses, projected markup is simply the ratio of gross profit to project cost. Your markup can be determined how much money you make on each sale. It can end up being your gross profit. A low markup may leave you with too little cash to run the business and turn to a profit. Too high of a markup can turn the customers off. To make it more meaningful, this answers the question, how much should I add to my project cost in order to determine my sale price? It is most commonly used when you know the cost of a project and your target margin, and you want to determine the sale price. Here are some tips to have a good projected markup. First, consider the low start-up capital. Specifically, 93% of Sari-Sari store owners want to set up their own shop just outside their homes. The advantage is they are spending by doing the minor renovation work in order for them to create a fast access to stockroom inside their house. Second to the last is the low-risk approach to retail. Most of the people who are planning to get in touch with the retail business can use and consider the Sari-Sari Store as a low-risk approach in gaining some experiences that can be used in the big businesses. Lastly, accepted as a retail concept. It does not need many requirements in marketing and promoting heavily because this is actually the type of a store as accepted concept in the Philippines. These tips can make a good projected markup and how it is important in Sari-Sari Store business.
Now that we've settled the necessities for our planning stage, let's learn more about our store's operations. Let's kick it off with inventory and scheduling.
As a Sari-Sari Store owner, you should know when to restock your items and monitor your inventories on a regular basis. You can schedule it weekly, monthly, semi-monthly, etc. Small enterprises such as Sari-Sari stores can manage their cash flow possibilities with inventory and control scheduling. However, due to lack of finance, small and medium enterprises are not always able to acquire huge quantity of goods. As the owner, you can just know exactly how much inventory you'll need and when you'll need it if you have a good inventory control and planning. Inventory and scheduling lowers the cost of keeping products in stocks while also ensuring that there is adequate stock to create and sell items. Inventory and scheduling also acts as a bridge to gain higher profits, and through the control of the inventory, your Sari-Sari stall will be able to increase its profitability.
Having an inventory will surely be a big help. Now, let's talk about our store's operating hours.
In the Philippines, Convenience stores are becoming more popular, but they can't completely replace what Filipinos have relied on for some of their daily needs. The simple Sari-Sari Store. Sari-Sari stores are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and are often regarded as lifesavers for anyone in need of almost anything: food, drink, gas, and thanks to the popularity of smartphones, it has also become your go-to prepaid mobile loading station. But due to the pandemic, Sari-Sari stores must adhere to curfew hours. However, because it provides basic human necessities, the Philippines restored the operating hours of Sari-Sari stores to 24 hours a day.
A 24-hour operation may sound exhausting, but it will surely be a big help to the community. However, at the end of the day, your store's operating hours will depend on your observation of operations as days go by. Let's now have the last tip, which is resource allocation.
In the Philippines, Sari-Sari stores continue to operate as primary extensions for around 20 families and households. As a result, the outlet type continues to be a key retail channel, accounting for 36% of fast-moving consumer goods peso sales. The first step of allocation of resources is planning. In order to optimize distribution prospects, Sari-Sari owners must first understand what motivates a normal Sari-Sari store to sell the product, such as consumer demand, promotion, and trade partnership. For example, the goals of a Sari-Sari store is to make a profit, attract the target market, fulfill all consumers, and meet the demands of the community. Once the Sari-Sari owner has established the objectives, it must dedicate appropriate resources to achieve them. In reality, this is frequently a matter of project budgeting. Make a list of the store's costs for a specific time period, usually a week or a month. In addition to each expenditure, mention the amount that must be allocated for it. The third step in allocation of resources is to frequently check inventory. It is critical to maintain track of the inventory on a regular basis. Failure to do so increases the chance of the items expiring without being noticed. Because expired items are no longer suitable for consumption, it is needed to be discarded, resulting in a waste of resources. Make it a habit to update the data on a regular basis so that you can easily determine if it is necessary to update the inventories.
That's it! The process may seem complex and time-consuming, but once all these are settled, the dream of having your small business will come to life. Now, go get that goal! Arriba!